Okay, this is what we got. 2002 H2 Hummer. What we're fixing on it is the blinkers. Uh, I've replaced the blinker relay. Some people call it a flasher. Uh, it does, yeah, it's something GM made really complicated with just a flasher. So anyway, it's right here. If you get in here and somebody says, well, you need to replace this, why your blinkers don't work, it's right there. I've already replaced a $70 one in there from O'Reilly's. Bought one off the internet for like $14. It didn't do anything. It does click. I mean, you can get on the internet and read this all day long. It does click. But I'm going to show you a way around the whole system. Yeah, body control module supposedly is bad in this. I'm guessing that's what it is. That's what I've narrowed it down to. It's back here behind this. You take the cluster out. All this has to be removed. There's a guy on YouTube, if you look him up, how to remove body control module. He's going to go in here and he's going to cut a hole back here in the back of the dash and actually pull it out. He shows you it's possible to do without removing your whole dash and taking a chance on tearing up all that. Of course, the body control module, from what I understand, has to be reprogrammed through the whole car, truck, whatever. But this is going to work on most GM vehicles of this year model, probably all the way up to, I'm not really sure. I would say up to 8 or 10, and it may work on the new ones. I don't know. Probably not. It's probably enough current to do what I'm doing. But anyway, I got this from a guy, and apparently all he did was drive it. And there's a lot of people like that. They don't fix anything, and then when you get it, it's a grand mess. And tires are dry rotted. It had a skip in it. I fixed that, and I just explained that real quick. I found the skip. If you ever got one skipping, a lot of Chevrolets 6.0, you get rust in these fuel rails right here. The rust is going to go either to the back or the front. It's going to go the longest way. And the longest way to the back is what I'm saying. It's a settlement. It's going to settle there and it's going to plug it. All new plugs, all new wires, still skipped, all new coil on that one. Still skipped. Pull the injector out. No gas. So brand new set of injectors. Do not buy them from the local parts store. They were $70 a piece. I ordered all 8 of them off eBay. GM product. Works fine. Less than $100, like $69 or $79. I can't remember. For all 8. Okay, back to this. I'm gonna explain this. I messed up my other video. I had to do this again. The green one here. See this dark green one? You got a dark green one, you got a red one, and you got a green one. This is a plug that goes in right here. So some people are going to tell me that, all you have to do is replace that flasher. And it's not really called a flasher, but that's what we're going to call it. If you go to the parts store, they're going to call it a relay or not a resistor, but maybe a relay. I don't know, but it's a little black box. I had one here. Anyway, I don't know where it went. Doesn't matter. It's right here. You can pull it out and try to replace that first. It's right there. Very hard to get to. Yeah, you can see videos on how to do that, so I'm not going to explain that. All right, so when I push this down, it clicks. I know you hear it clicking, but I can make it click. It clicks the box down here, which we're going to call the flasher. If it clicks the flasher, nothing lights up on the dash. To me, this is one of your first indicators that the body control module is bad. That's what I'm going to say. I'm not really sure, but this is what I found out after fooling with this thing for hours. And I'm just going to show you a pretty simple way to get around the whole General Motors. Can't make a door hinge. They can't make an electrical product that will last. I mean, you would think after ever how many years they've been building cars, they'd be able to do this, but they still can't do it. And actually, the door hinges on this one, maybe they upgraded them for the Hummer. Maybe they came off a Ford. I don't know, but they're not sagging. They could be Ford hinges. I'm going to say that. I know I got a crack there. Probably it's maybe a F-250 hinge. That's something that will hold up. But anyway, that's a joke. I'm going to go back to this because I want to break this down. I know nobody wants to watch this video all day. See this light green one? That's your right. When you go up, this is going to become hot. You take a test light. This is going to become hot. When I go down, which is the driver's side, this is going to become hot. This one's going to not cut off. This one's going, the red one's going to always stay hot. Okay. I am going to wire this up. I'm going to put some better tape on that, but it doesn't matter. I want to make sure that nothing rubs. Probably put shrink wrap on it. Okay, so what we're going to do, this becomes hot. You see this blue wire right here. Okay, so I'm going to explain this the best I can for what I've got. This is off of Amazon. Nirder, N-I-R-I-D-E-R. And how you have to put this in is the bottom one right here, where it says Nirder wiring harness. That's what I did. And then I did put that number in, N300020N. So this is what you come up with right here. This is just I would say a Razor light kit, if you had a Razor four-wheeler, tractor, anything. So these two here, all they're doing is they're running your lights. That's what this is. It's a wiring harness for a light kit. But I have figured out a way around the whole General Motors blinker problem with this little $17 kit from Amazon. Hot wires. Ground is black, of course. Red is hot. And I'm going to show you this on the vehicle in a second, but I'm going to show you what you have to do. Okay, this is I think a 20-amp relay. And my dog is here. Oh, go on. Get scat. So, see this here? This is just your switch. We're going to do away with this. You actually can use the switch on whatever you want to later on. Okay, this is a ground, I'm pretty sure. The blue wire is what you want. That's what was up there a second ago. If you saw that was a blue wire. That's the only one you want. Let's see if I can get the blue one, which is the middle one. So take all this off. Take that off. And I'm going to show you how I did this. I'm not going to take this one apart because I got to do the passenger side. I'm just trying to make a quick video. The blue one. You cut these other two off. Wouldn't tie them together because this is actually the one on the right, which is the white. It's going to be hot all the time, and this is your ground. So, of course, separate those. Don't tie them together. You'll burn your fuse out. Here's the inline fuse. That's great. It comes with everything came just like this, so you don't have to do anything. So where I'm going with this is blue wire. That's what you want. That's all you got to keep in mind. Blue wire. I stripped this back, so you got plenty of wire. I fed it through the firewall. All right, I'm going to show you what I did. So this is going to work on just about any GM vehicle with this problem that has a 12-volt system coming out of that blinker. So there's my hot black, just like I showed you. Here's my red right here, going to there. So that's just like what we looked at down there. There's the fuse. Here's the fuse. We ran it through the firewall. I'm going to show you what I did. It's coming up through here. It's coming up through the dash. I don't have to show you all that. We just ran it through the dash. This blue wire, try to get it focused. This blue wire is going to our dark green coming off this blinker switch, which there's other wires. These are wires. I'm pretty sure this is your dimmer and all, so don't get that mixed up. This one's on top. Here's your four-way flashers. And they may not work. The four-way flashers probably will not work. I have not tested that yet. Doesn't matter. To me, it doesn't matter. To some people, it might. I get off the road. I live in a rural area. I hardly ever break down the middle of the road, maybe. Anyway, dark green wire, driver's side. This is that blue wire I told you that's on that switch. So all we did is we come off that and we ran it. This is going to indicate to turn that 20-amp relay on, I told you. So you don't want to put all your, I'm sure somebody's going to say, you could wire that straight to your blinker and put the relay in there, but I don't think this will support these big lights on this truck. These lights get really hot. I would not want to do that because you burn this up, it's very expensive, and I'm pretty sure this is not the problem. If this was the problem, it would not send a signal down to the flasher to click, and I'm not going to replace it. It's just expensive, and it's time consuming, and it's working. Down is left, up is right. Up is I'm trying to explain that. I know I've said this 100 times, but the green, that's your passenger side. This is your driver's side. Okay, this is where we're at. So I run it back through the firewall. So what we did, you see this part here, this is the only one I used. you got to use 2 of these. From what I've got, you got to use 2 of them, unless you can figure out a better way. The ground doesn't matter. All you look for, that's that red. I'm gonna show you what I got. So I actually cut this one off. That's here. I actually just cut those off. Don't tie them together because they're negative and positive. Just isolate them. Okay. So what we did, we ran them back through, and this is where understanding a little bit of electronics comes in handy. This is that wiring harness that I just showed you. I've already got it clipped in. Look how neat this looks. It just runs here. Nobody will ever know, except the person that buys it, and one day this flasher goes out or something else happens. They'll never figure this out if you don't tell them when you sell the vehicle. This is a literally Amazon $10 flasher. I have not figured out a way to use one of them yet. Maybe you can use one. It's just simple in my mind and the way I've done this to do 2. A flasher does not have to be grounded. I looked this up. All it does is it heats up, and it's got a little piece of metal. So let's just think about 2 pieces of metal. Click, 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 click. Well, as it heats up, that metal either straightens or bends. Click, it cools. Click, 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 click. So this doesn't have to be grounded. That's what's, I mean, it's pretty neat invention. Whoever did this, long time ago. This has been in cars probably since a Model T, or they had blinkers. It's not new technology. I would get a 2-wire. They make 3. They make one that grounds. Don't do all that. Just buy the simple one. So back to how to fix all this. So you saw the wiring. Here is the red wire that is on that one down there. The red wire. I told you that's all you needed. The ones that would go to the wires. I don't want to make this complicated. So here is that red wire. That's all it is. So when you go back to this blinker, and I indicate, I'm going to cut it on. I'm going to show you how this works, and it's going to just be phenomenal because I had figured out a way around this Chevrolet problem. Let me see my key. I have to wiggle the key, of course. There's another Chevrolet problem. So when I cut this down. When I cut this blinker on, nothing would happen here. Like I said, we think it have a bad BCM body control module. But when I cut this on, watch what's going to happen. Before I had this, nothing would happen. I would not have a green light here, anything. Even if I held it down and tried to turn manually, it still would not work because it was getting to the flasher down here, but it would not pulsate, supposedly in the BCM, and would not let the flasher click on. It would only, I guess, send a signal to the BCM. So this is where we're at. So we watch this cool trick. I push it down. When I push this down, it's going to energize this blue wire I showed you just a second ago. Now watch what happens. I pushed it down. You see that? It's blinking. Now look, all I did not wire all of these lights. Look, you see that working? You don't have to. Listen to this. That's it heating up that little metal. I can feel it. And I'm gonna turn my lights off because I don't want a dead battery. They come on automatically. So look at that. Now this one's not working. I'm not real sure about that. I have to look into that. It could be blown. I'll have to do the other side and see. But the back one works, so you would think this one works. But I am way ahead of what I had, which is nothing. And it was really going to be a headache to send that body control module off. And let's see here. So see, I went back to neutral, and you can see on the dash it doesn't. I'm gonna turn it back on. There it is. Now I will say these are not blinking again. I'm not sure, but that may be something. But this is what we have. We have blinkers, and that was working a second ago. It may be like an LED thing that the flasher has to be stronger. I'm not sure, but that's the least of my worries. A lot of cars never had side markers on them anyway, but I'll figure that out. But I'm gonna get you some blinkers, and that's what we're really here for, is to figure out a way to get these blinkers working so you can get the truck back on the road. And that's Rosie. And you know, if you got an inspection, you know, at least you got blinkers. You know, maybe they don't even know these blink. They were blinking a second ago. But anyway, I hope this helps somebody, because I've done a lot of work trying to figure this out. And look at there, it works. Let's see if the flashers work. I don't think they will. The four-way indicators. Maybe you do the other side, they would. Could be a problem. I'm not worried about that. I just need blinkers. And anyway, this is like a 20-something-year-old vehicle, right? And it's you know, it is what it is. I mean, people do a lot of work to an old vehicle, and their next stop is either the scrap metal yard or crusher. And I understand this vehicle holds its value better than most, but don't get too tied up in, you know, trying to figure out a way to fix something perfect that's got 200,000 miles on it, because it's just gonna, you know, don't let it beat you up too bad, I guess, and don't spend a bunch of money on it. Try to figure out a way around things like I have on this, because it's just a vehicle, and once it's met its time for as the engine and all, most people aren't going to put an engine in it. Maybe in this, because they are valuable vehicles, and they're kind of like a classic car. They do hold their value to a certain extent if you take care of them. But, you know, let's just say this is a Nissan Sentra. You know, if you had this problem and you could fix it for literally $60, why would you go through the trouble of taking to a dealership and letting them charge you $1,500 when you can fix it like this? And I'm not saying you can fix a Nissan like this, but I'm sure if you can get current off that blinker up there, you can fix anything like this. But anyway, that's a long story, and I hope this helps, because I definitely had to think this out to figure it out, and then I just bought the parts and put it all together. And another thing, this truck has had a lot of kids in it. I'm gonna call them kids. That this is another thing when you buy a vehicle from somebody that has been all in these dashes, you never know what you're gonna get. It's got a good sound radio system, it's neat, all that other stuff, but it's just been, there's wires everywhere, and they do all work. And if ever, you know, if anything ever goes out, you will play hell finding it. But anyway, I hope this helps somebody, and good luck. Thanks for watching.